week. And I'm really proud of our team for beating a good basketball team. Oakland is probably as good of an offensive team we thought coming in as we have seen in a long time. And great respect for Coach Campy. They're a terrific offensive team, and we had a hard time guarding them. And we're growing up offensively ourselves. And JJ responded after a poor game over the weekend for a good one. So we feel good about the win.
Can you talk about why it's been a hard week for you and the team?
Yesterday, Coach Richt said we all have feelings. But there's also a proper way to act. So with that philosophy in mind, I'll tell you why it's been a tough week. We talk a lot here about the Georgia way. And it's not lip service. And we try and help these young people find the higher road in life. And every day that I've known Coach Richt, he has taken the high road. And he ingrained that in many of us. And whether you realize it or not, like you, Coach Richt made me a better man. And it was an honor to be his colleague and a privilege to be his friend. Everybody has opinions. And I've read some uneducated opinions and some half-educated opinions. And I have a strong opinion. But what I don't have, and nobody else does, is the expert opinion. Because we don't have the expertise in football. And we don't know all the facts on the inside. So I'm not going to be judgmental either way. But what I know is that college athletics, everybody around it, is littered with fraudulent and counterfeit people. And you guys know it. And Mark Richt was neither one of those. And our leadership has demanded the Georgia way, and Coach Richt cemented it in all of us. And our players, really, to be honest with you, I had to stop practice at the end last night and say, it's like they had a death in the family, and everyone's in mourning. And it's the cycle of coaching. And that's why it's been a tough week. But because we believe in the Georgia way, if he asks, whoever the new head coach is, I will help however I can. Because we can't lose the Georgia way. And it's been a tough week, and we wish Coach Richt nothing but the best in his future endeavor.
Mark, in terms of basketball, Edwards had kind of a breakout game tonight offensively. I mean, it seemed like once he got the breakaway dunk, it maybe seemed to do something for his confidence or relax him a little bit.
They guarded Jonte Maton with a crowd and took half a man off of Mike Edwards, and so he was open a lot, and he took full advantage of it. And he's grown up. He's played a lot of minutes and having to learn on the fly, and he was very good tonight.
Had you maybe seen that coming, though, that maybe it was coming a little bit easier for him?
Well, we felt like we played well in a lot of areas at Seton Hall. We felt like we played well in a lot of areas at Seton Hall. We just didn't close the game. You know, we had a chance to close it, and in the new roles that we're kind of in, we just didn't close it. And tonight we did a better job closing the game, but I felt like we took a step forward last weekend.
With Deontay, you said him being covered as well as he was, 21-9. What can you say about his performance tonight?
I love him. I'm going to tell him he probably should have had 25, 30, you know. but he's becoming a pretty consistent performer for us. And I don't think he played great. And when you can get 21-9 and not really play great, then you really have a bright future.
Were you pretty confident during the review that would go your way? Was it kind of agonizing, kind of waiting for the officials to come to a conclusion there?
I had no idea. Which way it would go, to be honest with you, because I saw the play live out of the corner of my eyes. I was turning my head on the rebound, and I didn't see it great live. So, it wasn't agonizing. Just we had a response either way. And fortunately, it worked out for us.
20 lead changes tonight. What was it from Oakland that matched up so well with you guys?
Hey, they can score everywhere. They got a terrific point guard. The terrific point guard who scores off the dribble and shoots the three. They got great three-point shooting, as you saw. Terrific three-point shooting. They have a legitimate low-post scorer who has a knack to score the ball and a body to go with it. That's as good of an offensive team as we're going to likely see most of the year.
So how do you evaluate your defensive performance tonight?
Well, we'll go back and watch the tape. We knew it would be a challenge. We hold them to 41%, but yet they make 11 three-point shots on us. So we held a percentage somewhat in the neighborhood, but we didn't guard the three-point line as well. And so it was for our standards, average, not good enough. But it's hard to guard a really good team and give them credit because they are a very good offensive team.
Coach, you talked about not closing out games. Y'all were 6 of 6 from the line to close out this game. So what kind of confidence does it give the team going forward?
When you play really good teams, we could play a bunch of, awful basketball teams and win by 30. And you give your team some confidence. But when you get against a good team, do you really have the true confidence to beat a good team? But it's hard to get true confidence when you play really quality teams and they're hard-fought games, and you drop a couple. Tonight, hopefully, will allow us to build some confidence to close games. But we certainly were much better today than we were on Saturday.
Mark,
One more question.
A lot of colleagues in the coaching profession with Coach Richt. What was it about him that you guys hit it off so well and developed such a friendship?
My first job was at the University of Washington, and the football coach was a man by the name of Don James, who Nick Saban apprenticed under, and Gary Pinkel, and we had the same locker room, and we shared the same coffee pot, and his office was 15 steps from mine, and he was terrific to me, and I learned a lot about coaching and teaching, and so I got close to a football coach, and I went to Kansas State, and they had Bill Snyder, who's a Hall of Fame coach. Washington won tied for the national championship when I was there. I go to Kansas State, I got Bill Snyder, who's as good a football coach as I've ever seen. I go to Nevada, I have Chris Salt, who's a Hall of Fame football coach. And I come to Georgia, and I'm blessed to be around Mark Richt. And it's the first place I went when I came here. I went to see him before I signed my contract because I knew that I could not have any success here without his support. And he was phenomenal to me and to Georgia. And how we hit it off, I don't know. We just believed a lot of the same things, and we could laugh together, and we could make fun of each other, and we could be normal, and that friendship was something I cherished.
Thanks, Coach.